Starting, it's off and running.
It's off and running.
So how you doing?
I'm doing okay. How are you?
It's good. I'm all right. I'm kind of tired. Our front tree, in the front of the house, we have this gigantic ash tree, and it pretty much died. And so I've been trying to get prepared for the people to come and cut it down because it's so big. I didn't want to do it by myself. Chainsaw myself through the middle of my head or something. So I didn't want to do that. Bad. But other than that, it's fine. It's been kind of a tough week. I've gotten so fat that my elastic waistband don't snap back anymore, so that's kind of unfortunate.
Same. That's how this whole episode's gonna start. I've gotten so fat that
my elastic waistband does not snap back.
I mean, you could do
something. It almost rhymes. It
did. I was gonna say you could do something with that.
Could be like the new Fruit of the Looms logo or something. Oh, are you so fat that it don't snap back?
There you go.
You need to put the waistband in there because if you say it don't snap back, that could be something, taken all kinds of different ways. So we have a cool interview scheduled today. Ruby Dice. Did you know that she's known as the queen of denim disco?
I did not.
I'm looking so forward to hearing about denim disco because I have no idea what that means.
Good. And welcome to Sound Pollution. We just start this way now. We just start fat and talk about denim disco. That's what we do.
Start fat and it gets worse from there.
What the fuck was just in your hands?
That's my towel. I was outside moving lumber.
But see, it looked like a stuffed animal that you pressed to your lips and then you put it down. I was like, what the fuck is he doing?
I was thirsty.
Oh, and now we're off to the interview. That's where it's ending. I can't. Okay. That was fantastic.
God.
Hello. How are y'all doing?
Good. How are you?
Doing great.
Ruby, thank you for being on the show. We appreciate you. This is Sound Pollution. I want you to just start off really easy and just tell everybody about yourself.
My name's Ruby Dice. I play bass guitar for the most part. I do play other instruments, but bass is my home base. I am a songwriter based out of Austin, Texas. There's a whole lot I could tell you. When I first moved to town, I was playing bass for everybody and their cousin. I moved with a Colorado band, and that dissipated after a minute. And after that, I was playing bass with everybody. And then I don't know. After a time, it just kind of morphed into me writing a bunch of songs, and that kind of took over. It felt like that was being more fruitful than anything else I was doing. So kind of went in that direction.
I was reading up on you, and I actually know a lot about you because we were in Austin about this pretty close to the same time I started getting my band up and going, and you came to town.
Yeah.
And so, but outside of that, you probably didn't even know I existed. Come on, don't even act like you know.
Oh, man.
Don't put her on the spot like that.
It's true, man.
It's true.
I was following around, my fella, and that was about it, to be honest.
Oh, yeah? Oh, no. So I was looking at your stuff online. You're known as the queen of denim disco.
Yes.
And I thought that was very catchy. And then in 2013, it said you moved to Texas with the goal of adding textures of Austin music to your Colorado country vibe. Is that accurate?
Yeah, and when I say Colorado country, there's a lot of hippie influences in that mix. Colorado country is definitely I don't know, whatever makes people move out there is kind of what flies. So it feels similar vibes from Texas, but try to make everything me in the process of writing these songs.
When did you first start writing your own music?
Oh gosh, my first song, I think I was 8 years old. I grew up in a family band. We played for the church, so I'm sure it was some song about Jesus or something. But yeah, that's 8 years old was my first song that I had written out, and then after that, like, I took a long time to really enjoy writing songs. Like, it wasn't until recently that, like, I really took to it and really started exploring and researching and figuring out what it is to be a songwriter.
So also when I was reading up on you, it said your primary co-writer is Callaway Rich.
Yes, yeah.
His name is wrong. I'm not going to get into that. Okay? I'm just not going to get into it. Callaway.
It's a weird name.
So
if it
my
makes
question.
you feel better, I'm marrying him, and I called him Rich for 2 years. His first name's Callaway, but I
You know what? When you get married, you can call him bitch.
Yeah, hey, that'll work. That'll work.
So my question is he's kind of like has been dubbed as your primary co-writer. So could you provide a little insight into how y'all two write songs together?
You know, a lot of times he'll have something, and like we live together, and so that kind of just makes
sinners.
I know we are. Yeah, it's full on sinners. Proud of it too.
That's okay. That's going to be a very crowded bus on the way to hell, and I'm driving. So
hey, you're my favorite bus driver so far.
Oh yeah. We're having a good time. We're taking detours and shit. Go ahead.
Oh, yeah. No, I mean, he's my primary writing partner just because, basically out of convenience. Like, he's just always here, and I'm like, hey, I'm struggling on this line, and I'll show him the song that I'm working on and give him the idea and the backstory of what it's about, and until yeah, the fun part is when you're writing breakup songs and he's like, hey babe, are we okay?
He's like, I just need to feel like I touch base for a second.
Yeah.
So basically, just because he's there, and
yeah.
I'm gonna write breakup songs. I'm not gonna tell you when it's gonna happen. I'm just gonna do 50 in a row, and hopefully you'll catch on, kind of thing.
Yeah, you get to help write it.
You'll be like, I get to collect royalties.
It's true. You know, hate is a fun thing to write about. I tell you what.
Easy to write about.
Yeah.
Who would you say are your main influences?
Gosh, kind of all over the place.
It's not you, Brent. It's not you, Brent.
God damn it! Why can't one guest just pretend?
There was like,
when's your birthday again?
Mine?
No, his. When's your birthday again? No,
very soon.
That's bullshit. When's your birthday?
Saturday.
This Saturday?
Fuck yeah.
I didn't know that.
You know who's coming over? Ray Keynes. I'm gonna make him sing I Smoke a Pipe song.
He needs to sing Happy Birthday.
I haven't heard that song.
You haven't?
It's so good. It's really, really, Ray Keynes is really great.
He says it's about tobacco, but he's a fucking liar.
I am going to text you on your birthday and tell you that you are my most inspiring songwriting friend.
I just
make
know
you
you're
feel
lying.
better.
You're so
I'm actually not
sarcastic.
super lying. Just a little. I'm sorry, Ruby. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Wait, what were we saying?
I said, who are your I'm sorry, who are your
my influences. Sorry. I got really into what we were talking about.
We do that all here. Don't feel bad.
Yeah, my influences, Nora Jones was a big one, just because, like, outside of church music, there wasn't a whole lot that we were allowed to listen to until I got a Discman, and then they couldn't hear what was going on in my ears.
Yep. Headphones were a blessing.
Yeah, Pink. I loved Pink, and my mom loved Pink, surprisingly. And then, I don't know, like, No Doubt was a big one. It kind of goes all over the spectrum. I listened to a lot of, just everybody in there, anything I could get a hold of that was fun to listen to. I listened to metal there for a minute, and then I listened to punk, and then I listened to classical for a hot second. So, yeah, it really just depended. If it was moving, I was listening to it.
So you didn't, like, pigeonhole yourself when it came to influences? I noticed that in your music as well. It's very fluid. It kind of bounces around genres. And I'm going to get to one of those songs in just a second. But have you heard Pink's new song yet?
No, I haven't.
She put it out 3 days ago, and people are trying certain people are trying to cancel her.
They won't cancel her. They can't.
Yeah, they're trying because she got out there and was like, "You're all acting like fucking assholes," basically, and it's my body, and fuck you. And so all over TikTok right now, it's like, go find her video and like it.
Yeah.
So that she has so much. Right now, there's as many dislikes as likes on it today.
I'll have to share it too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I put it on my Facebook. I just was like, we're surprised Pink is telling somebody to go fuck themselves. This is a surprise for everybody. That one, that's been going on. And then like the Rage Against the Machine, everybody's like, I was really disappointed. They were so political. And I was like, do your ears work?
I was like, they've always been political.
Their most famous
God.
Their most famous lyric is "Fuck you, I won't do what you tell me."
I know.
Yeah.
That's like the greatest line ever. I love that song.
Didn't their crowds light cars on fire and stuff after?
Oh, they would, riots. They would,
they'd get everybody wound up.
And then after that, they would have some tea and go to church.
Oh.
That's what happened.
Roasting s'mores over the cars.
I just thought it was funny. I'm all over TikTok watching people like ream these people. They're like, do your ears work? We're just curious. Like, you're surprised. People walked out of their concerts. I couldn't believe it. I was like, first off, that's Rage Against the Machine. I'm going nowhere. Yeah. That is a bucket list band for me.
Yeah. Yeah, totally.
It's been funny to watch. But anyway, like and share Pink's new video, Irrelevant.
Yeah. I'll look it up.
It's really good.
That sounds awesome.
Sorry. So let's jump into one of those songs. I'm not going to start with my favorite. We'll start with Yellow T-Shirt. Tell us a little bit about that song.
That was the first love song I ever wrote that didn't just like immediately go in the trash. Yeah, that was the only one where I was like, this one feels genuine enough. It's cheesy, but it's not incredibly cheesy. I was like, I think I can sing this one and not feel like a total loser or something, like.
So did you write that one alone?
I did write that one alone, yeah.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah.
So you didn't have a co-writer of convenience on that one?
I didn't, no. I was dog sitting for a friend, so it was just the dog and I.
Hey, the animals are great feedback.
Yeah.
If they get up and walk out of the room, it's not good.
Yeah, I think she started howling at one point. I could hear it in the original recording.
That's funny. That was your scratch track?
Yeah.
So this song has kind of a 50s feel to me. And the weird part is it has country lyrics. So it's kind of funny because it has this doo-wop feel to it musically. And then it has country lyrics to me. I thought your vocals were nice on that.
Thank you.
You had a cool. My favorite part out of all the songs I listened to was that walk down. I think it was in G. You had to walk down G, F sharp, E minor, or something like that.
Yeah.
I thought the way you did that, set that up, was awesome. The bridge, just awesome.
Thank you.
My favorite lyrics is Yellow T-Shirt. Well, it's not quite your size. I think you caught me staring, daydreaming in your eyes. So I thought that was real cool lyrics. And then, but I have this question. So this is the one where I really noticed kind of a change in your vocals a little bit. And I kind of want to talk to you about it. So when you're ending a vocal phrase in that song and a few others, but mostly in this song, rather than go up, you're kind of dropping down when you finish a phrase. And I was wondering, who is your vocal influence that kind of gave you that twist of doing that? Because every time I thought you were going to go up, you'd go down. And then when I was like, okay, she's going to go down. Nope, she'd go up.
Gosh, I don't know. I was pretty new to like singing at that point, so I think it was more the convenience thing again. I was like, I don't know if I'm going to hit that note, but I'm going to hit the note that I can hit, that I know I can hit with confidence.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, where I've gotten a lot more voice lessons since then, and it's easier to kind of figure out where I'm going to land. But that one in particular, I was just like, as long as I can sell it, like.
So it was just convenience.
Sometimes, I don't know.
He's going to rag you for that for the rest of this interview. Just ignore him. It is something I've heard a lot of like blues artists do.
I do have
and blues crossover artists.
Yeah.
And it's really awkward when I'm singing along and we just totally part ways.
Hey, you could make a cool duet. You don't know.
Yeah, totally.
You don't know.
Usually I'm by myself, and my family's like, can you stop?
No, my daughter will say that to me when I'm singing and I have headphones on. She's like, "No, Mom."
It's hard with the headphones. You
Can't hear yourself.
Yeah. So that line, that yellow T-shirt's not quite your size. That was before I was dating my fiance, and I helped him move, and he had like his one clean shirt on that he had stuck in the dryer, and it was like shrunk up halfway on him. I was like, oh yeah, I really like this guy. So it was the T-shirt. It was the T-shirt.
He's a keeper.
That's what
he knows how to do laundry.
Daydreaming in your eyes. Who'd have thought that I would be sitting across from you, thinking that maybe I love you. I shouldn't be thinking about you this way. You're my best friend, and that's how things should stay. But I've been really trying to keep feelings at bay. But tonight, I just might let it all slip on through, thinking that maybe I love you. And I'm falling for you. And I'm falling for you. And I'm falling Please stop staring. Your look makes me insane. If I was just guessing, I'd say you felt the same. But tonight, I just might let it all slip on through, thinking that maybe I love you. Thinking that maybe I love you.
So, how many instruments do you play?
Oh gosh, mainly just guitar and bass, but I've been working on keys, and I do play flute too. But bass is definitely my strongest instrument.
And when did you start playing bass guitar?
14, so
Oh, wow.
it's been a while.
Did you do that in the church too?
I did. My sister was the bass player, and nobody else played bass when she moved. And the pastor at the time was just like, "Oh, you're learning this. Here's the set. Learn it in a week." And yeah.
So it was a matter of convenience.
It was.
Let's talk about Dance the Night Away. And this is interesting because it is so completely opposite from Yellow T-Shirt. It's almost like a completely different genre. It's a completely different groove. How do you go from one type of song or music really to another like that?
Yeah, I don't know. Like it seems to work at shows as well. That's like my biggest testing ground is like, can I put the two in a show together and see if they work, or will people just like lose interest and leave? I play a lot of shows and try to put myself in front of audiences that don't know who I am, that aren't going to be impressed as soon as a band walks in. Which there's lots of places in Austin to do that. That's one of my ways to kind of test to see if my theories of like, oh, if it makes people sway, you can put anything in a set as long as you're making them do this kind of movement, and both of those songs kind of have a little bit of a sway. I don't know. Dance the Night Away, that one, I just wanted to make people move on that one. It's one of those songs that there's not a whole lot to the lyrics. It really is just, it was when COVID first hit, and I was like, shit, I'm not going to be able to dance with my friends. Like, that blows, dude. And
yeah.
I was like, I wrote this, I did co-write this one with, I was stuck in LA when all that went down, and my friend happened to have a room full of guitars in LA, my friend Chris Payne. And I was like just fucking around with this bass line, and he was like, oh yeah, and he just started singing that chorus. I sang Dance the Night Away, and I was like, man, it's they gotta have something else there. And he's like, no, just repeat that line. And I was like, oh my god, that's such a great idea. Like it makes it an anthem of wanting to dance at that point.
It's funny you mentioned that, because even after I heard it, I still couldn't remember the name of the song.
Perfect.
So I like the funky groove.
Yeah.
This is a real cool bass groove, and I think it really kind of shows how you have some bass chops. It's just real cool and real catchy. There's a cool rhythm change on the bridge going to the chorus. I thought that was really cool. And then the guitar is tasteful, because I love guitar.
Dude, that was a fun one. I actually got to play the solo on that one, and I did a normal guitar, and then I did baritone guitar underneath it. So it was like kind of make like instead of using an octave pedal, like just double up with I like baritone a lot because it's a mix between bass and guitar.
So my question is there's another song called Dance the Night Away. So have you developed a special promotion strategy for this song?
Mainly just doing reels on TikTok and Instagram and stuff. We have a few coming out too, because it's good to promote your old music as well on those platforms, because you never know like which song's going to take off. The right person needs to hear it, and all of a sudden it's on a Toyota commercial or something. But yeah, that one, my biggest thing is just being silly and kind of dancing to reels to promote it is the best way to go about it from an artist at my level, at least.
Are you worried? Because it's a good song. And when I write songs, I try to write titles that I've never heard before. And this one, when I first saw it, I thought, oh, she did a Van Halen cover. This is going to be interesting.
I didn't even know that was. I'll have to listen to that. I haven't listened to Van Halen's version, their song.
But no, yours is totally different. As soon as you started playing, I was like, oh, this is a different creature. Let's check this out. Let's dig in a little deeper, folks.
Yeah.
So no, I thought you did a good job. I was just wondering if you're like, okay, I'm going to have this title, and I'm doing it on purpose, and then I'm going to do this pivot, and then it's going to hit like this, and people are going to be like, whoa, shit, fuck, So that's
hopefully the last part. But no, I didn't even realize that Van Halen had a song called Dance the Night Away. There's been a few though. When you type that into like Spotify, there's like a whole long list of that specific title.
But yours is better than all those other ones.
Yeah.
Thanks, man.
Let's make it go viral on TikTok.
Yeah.
Ruby Dice, dance the night away.
Dance the night away. Dance the night away. Dance the night away. Dance the night away. Dance the night away. Dance the night away. Dance the night away. Dance the night away. It feels good to let go, let the beat overtake your soul. Howling at your moon, never know if this could end soon. 'Cause I just want to dance the night away. The stars are out to keep the sun at bay. Dance the night away. 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 Cause I just want to dance the night away. Stars are out to keep the sun at bay. Dance the night away. 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 Dance the night away.
What is a live show like for you? If I was to go to a show, what would I see?
Stole my question.
I shut
You suck.
it.
You suck.
it. That's okay. You always have 75 other questions. It'll be fine.
That's true.
A live show, huh? Man, we stay pretty high energy. I typically come out with a 4-piece. So guitar, keys, bass, drums. Yeah, it's pretty high energy. Like we really try to like make sure everybody's swaying, at least if not on the dance floor. I for a while, especially during COVID, I was playing a lot of honky tonks. And it depends on the room. Sometimes we'll because I have so many originals and covers that I know, I can kind of swing my set depending on where we're at and still be within my own vibe. Try to be, at least. So yeah, as long as we're keeping people moving and there's a lot going on stage. A lot of times I have my fog machines and my disco balls and my lights, and like it's pretty fun. Fun is what I would describe it as.
But you're big enough to not be taking that stuff to all the shows.
Thanks, man. Yeah, it really depends. Like I did my EP release at Sagebrush, and that's like I just love the way that place looks, and I was like, if it's gonna be filmed, like that's gonna look really cool on camera. So that one I did bring my own stuff out too. But yeah, it really depends. It depends. Yeah, I have played like the 310 stage and stuff. They don't really have disco balls in a big room like that. But yeah, I always have my bigger shows to kind of like put on stage next to me. I have a big vintage one that I can like step on, and yeah, it keeps it fun. Keeps it fun.
You step on your disco ball?
Well, not hard. Like you gotta be gentle, otherwise there's shards of glass involved.
I had one year I put little mini Christmas decorations that were little mini disco balls, and the cats got a hold of them, and then I stepped on a piece of the mirror. I don't recommend it.
Yeah, it hurts. I've like learned to grab the disco ball with cloth, otherwise you just end up with like shards of glass in your hand.
For sure. Yeah, there's been a few raves I've been to where someone was stupid enough to grab the disco ball, and I was like, oh, karma.
So a serious question. Are you sad when you have to leave your disco ball home?
A little bit, yeah. There's been a few gigs where they're like, maybe leave the disco ball, and I'm like, but why?
But I bought this nice case for it.
Yeah.
Just tell them you're part crow, you like the shiny things, and it makes you happy.
It's just, all those things are true.
So let's talk about my favorite one of the three that you sent us. Let's talk about Think Free. I don't know if it was just I'm having a day, but I really felt that. How did you write that? What was the inspiration behind that?
Honestly, it kind of came from being raised in an evangelical home, where I was like, oh man, it's so valuable to like really take the time to ask yourself why you think those things, and find your truth within yourself of that stuff, and not just like take it because that's what you were fed your whole life, like that's kind of what that song's about, is and finding happiness within that, like where do you lie in your life, where are you at that's going to make you the happiest, the best for other people around you, like that's kind of the most important thing as far as I'm concerned when it comes to that kind of stuff. Like, yeah, I don't know.
So you're talking about basically trying to transition into your best self.
Yeah. And owning your own thoughts and understanding them and why they're there in the first place.
I like that song a lot. My favorite lyric is, "'Cause I'm not living in your headspace, this kind of darkness only breeds hate." I thought that was a great line. And it kind of talks about, how am I going to get to my better self? Where am I going to be at to get there? What's it going to take? Well, I can't think like this. I'm not going to think like this. I'm not going to be this person, kind of thing. And I thought that was cool. The other thing was, of course, I enjoyed the solo. Of course,
that was a very good solo.
I really enjoyed the solo.
Very good solo.
And I have a question about that.
Yeah.
Later on. This actually had a Desperado, Riders in the Sky kind of feel to me.
Yeah.
And I mean, like, I was like thinking, Riders in the Sky, and I heard in the background and all kinds of stuff.
Oh yeah, we had a bullwhip in there.
Oh my God. But as soon as it started playing, I was like, wait a minute. And I got on YouTube real quick, and I was looking around trying to find, yes, it does have that groove. So anyway, that's funny. So my question is there's a lot of reverb on the guitar, it seems like to me, and I was like thinking, well, what kind of guitar and effects were used to create the sound on this? Because it has a different guitar texture on this one than the other two. Like the other two songs, Dance the Night Away, yellow t-shirt, kind of have similar guitar effects, not exact, but they're similar. But this one, I think it's because of the Riders in the Sky feel to it, the Desperado feel to it, that I was like, there's something different about this.
That solo was actually Calloway that played that one, and that he played that through a Silvertone with the. Is there a reverb tank? No, there's not a reverb tank on a Silvertone, but he has this little pedal. I wish I would remember what it's called. It's an orange one. I can send you the specs of it later for sure. He would know everything. But he played it through a Silvertone maxed out, and then a little just reverb pedal that he put on top of it, and I think that was it. I don't think he had any other effects on there. Those old Silvertones are so cool. If you ever get your hands on one, they're kind of like made like they're like super light, but they're kind of made of cardboard, so you can't be too rough with them. Those like old Sears type amps.
Mm-hmm. No, that's really cool because it was really wet in that song. It was, but it was right. The wet feel was right for that song.
Yeah. That's what he said too.
Yes, thank you. I like her.
It's too late. I already said it, folks.
This world's got
like all your songs are different, and that's another thing I like, because I write songs sometimes too. You know, you probably haven't heard them because you never went to check.
I went to your YouTube actually.
Oh, you did?
I did. Yeah.
And is that why you said, "Hey, that's Ray"?
Yeah, exactly. I could
He's
tell by
not a
the hair.
stalker. He might be okay. I think all your stuff is really good. You have a good voice too. So what are you doing? This is my final question, because I'm only given a certain amount, so I have to like really parse down.
He would talk music for the next 3 hours.
I would.
Yeah.
I have
And I get it. I would too,
problem.
but unless he's gonna start editing, I have to be an ass. I'll give you 2 if you have 2.
No, I want to ask one thing. What do you do to keep because you play a lot. You play out a lot, and you do a bunch of different kinds of venues, you know, kind of like what we talked about earlier. Some have the disco balls, some don't. So my question is how do you keep your voice in shape playing? Because you play over 100 shows a year, correct? Easy, right?
Close to 3.
Wow.
Yeah, I thought it was a lot. You mentioned, you know, that was new in my singing, and now I've had a few lessons. So how are you keeping your vocals in shape? Because it's pretty easy to keep your fingers in shape. You just play, you know, and get your body, you know, do what you need to do to keep your body healthy. But taking care of your vocals is totally different. So tell us about it.
Vocally, man, I was really going hard for through COVID. We were just not in a position to where we couldn't play, and we were making more money at our gigs than we could at a day job. So it was like, oh well, we're gonna do this. We feel safer doing this than day jobs, because you could kind of like just slip in and out, wear a mask. You know? But
that's what he said.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. It was one of those things where like the last 6 months I was like, oh my god, my vocals do not feel good, and I feel like I'm getting worse every show. And I was like, all right, pumping the brakes. Canceled a bunch of shows, or just switched it over if it was one of those shows that was kind of flexible, to my fiance, and kind of gave my voice some time off. Just really listening to your body. You're an athlete if you're doing it all the time. You know, you have to treat it like an athlete would, and like cutting out certain things like sugars and inflammatory, so I'm gonna lay back on that for a second, or like not drink a shot of tequila before a show. You know, that's terrible for your vocal cords, or you know, kind of just really taking it seriously, and with the vocal lessons, like I do practice every day on that kind of stuff these days, especially like trying to build up. I'm putting out a new album with Gordy Quist producing it, so just really trying to like, I don't know, sometimes when you're trying to sound good, it's like the opposite. So like relaxing and feeling your way through it, and like trying to figure out like it's not always the best thing to sound the best if the attitude isn't presented right in the song. So it's like trying to figure out how to like present my personality the best way possible in the vocals, I guess.
Well, you have a really good voice, so you know you could use both. I'm all personality, to be honest with you. I'm just throwing it out there as soon as we get out there.
So tell us about your new album that you're going to be working on.
Yeah, I just had I had a bunch of songs, and I was just like, I've kind of been doing like little things here and there. Dance the Night Away and Think Free I did over at Bud's recording on Cesar Chavez with Anthony from the Greyhounds, producing that one. So yeah, that was really cool. This one, I wanted it to be, the Greyhound sound is like a little rougher, which is in a good way, like more raw, I guess. Like it sounds like the tonal.
Dirty.
Mm-hmm.
It sounds dirty, yeah, which I like the dirty sound. But
oh my goodness.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, this next set of songs, I was like, this could stand to have like maybe a little more polish to it, and Gordy seems like the guy to do that. I've been doing a little crowdfunding for it too, so that's where at $11,000, I believe, which is pretty sweet.
Oh, that's awesome.
That's very awesome.
And where can people find out more about you and the new album?
RubyDice.com. You can check out the Indiegogo. That has the most information as far as the new album. Yeah, I'm doing a thing on there where I'm having like crowd members help pick out songs for it. So.
Oh, that's neat.
Yeah, kind of like.
That's gutsy.
Yeah, a little bit. Like you get the demos, which some of most of them are just me in a living room, messing around with stuff. Maybe on my computer, if I hear a bass line and a lick, I'll lay it down to a click track and kind of. For me, it's like almost like letting my crowd be the pre-production of it for me, because I have so many songs. It's like a lot of these are good songs. It's like which ones are the most cohesive to put on an album. I sent him 21 songs. I've got a few more that I've written since then that I might replace a couple with, because I'm like, this one's for sure better than. But right. We'll see. Yeah, we'll see. I don't want to send like 80 songs and overload the poor man's ears either. So.
He wouldn't
like,
listen
I'm sick
to
of
them.
You.
He wouldn't listen to him.
Too many.
My producer's like, send me 2. It's like, but I have all this, and he's like, 2.
Yeah.
And then when he's done with those 2, he's like, okay, more.
He's like, all right, give me 2 more.
What advice would you give a young singer-songwriter?
Treat it like a business. Consistency is going to be your best friend. Posting a lot is going to help. Going live a lot on your social platforms, like we live in a world where social media is that is your business front. So like if you want to go play big stages, you're going to have followers on everything. You're going to have streams. Like it's just kind of what COVID especially changed the form of the music industry altogether. So for me, that's really exciting. Like that puts the ability all into the artist's hands to really put it out there and be seen as, money at the end of the day really helps. It's a huge help. Money's magic.
Sometimes, especially around bill time, that's when it becomes really useful.
Bill time, getting stuff, making music videos is super expensive. So like, for me, like one of the ways I'm finding ways to do that, because we don't have like a ton of money all the time, like it's, you work a year to afford a big video or something, or you work a year to afford a big album. Instead of doing that, like teaming up with local businesses that you can find ways to advertise their products within your genre of what you're already doing. That's been a big one for me. Like I've teamed up with Treaty Oak a few times to get some stuff made, and that's super helpful, for if you're going to be doing this full time. Like music isn't always the most lucrative career out there, but you can make it work. You've got to be creative and consistent, though. That's the biggest things, and practice. Make sure you know how to play that instrument and put on a good show too.
This list is getting too long, dang it. I'm just kidding.
Oh yeah, and there's this other thing. Yeah.
And
okay,
then
when you're done doing everything, do some more.
That is true.
My brain never ever stops about music. It's always, when I'm sleeping, it's going.
Yeah. Some of my best songs I've woken up in the middle of the night because I had a whole song in my head. And it's like, oh my gosh, like I've got to go write this down real quick or something. Like those cheat dream songs.
So I've never had one of those. Everybody talks about that. I get mine when I'm driving and I can't write them down or hit record or nothing. I'm like, God damn it.
Yeah. I was going to say, I write a lot of mine in the car, too, and just record it. And, like, there's tons of my voice memos just being like, bah, 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 in the car.
One time I was in the car and I was going to a show and I got an idea and I, like, grabbed my phone and I hit record and I was like, blah, blah, blah. Song idea 2468. This is what it's about. Blah, 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 blah. And something happened and it fell across the side of the car so I couldn't get it. So I was like, la, la, la. Leaning over while I was driving.
Here you swearing at traffic 15 minutes later.
Brent, did you have any other questions?
I have nothing else. I'm just glad, Ruby, that Miss Ruby Dice, that you decided to interview with us and talk with us and share what's going on with you. Thank you so much for coming on and just hanging out with us. And maybe when we do a follow-up interview with you, like maybe before you release the album, you can bring your husband with his crazy name.
And it's convenience. If it's convenient.
Oh yeah,
If it's convenient.
We can make it convenient.
Only if it's easy.
Over there in the other room, so.
All right, everybody. Thank you so much for listening to Sound Pollution today. Please remember to like, follow, and subscribe to us on social media so you can keep up with what you're doing. For the love of God, download and buy our shit. I would be lying if I said I wasn't getting a little bit discouraged.
It's
And
not
yes,
actual shit though that we're selling. You shouldn't. I need to say that.
If you want me to, I can make plastic shit and put our fucking name on it. I don't know.
I thought you were gonna say you're actually gonna start selling that.
If somebody will buy it at this point, I guess.
There is a market for that.
Ew.
I don't know if we want them to be our fans, but
Ew. We don't. I can make prank poop, like the plastic kind.
If you were one of those listeners, do not let her judgmental turn you off.
What the fuck? You started that.
Just download
Not judgment.
and comment. I know she can be horrible sometimes, but remember, your Uncle Brent loves you.
Whatever, I'm not horrible. Fuck you. All right, everybody, that is it for the show. Get out there and remember to make some noise.